And welcome back, everybody. Let us resume. Let's talk to this guy. Hey, shopkeeper.
You're not supposed to be here. Wait, is that blood? Ancestors, protect me!
Yeah, you whine too much. Let's continue. And we're loading. And we're loading.
There they are! Seize the fugitives!
Oh, I think we've been caught.
Drop your weapons and walk down slowly. We will use force if you resist.
Hey there, Duncan.
You do not speak until the Shapers have judged you.
One moment, my friend. Did you not suggest this Barat might have arranged their convenient escape?
Regardless, the penalty for impersonating a higher caste is death.
If Barat is as influential as you say, perhaps he also masterminded this Ever's impersonation.
Barat woman. Last time I was suffering cold case
He's
dead.
dead? Barat had many enemies, but also powerful allies.
Barat would have butchered us if he hadn't killed him first.
Your friend has once again demonstrated his courage. We Grey Wardens travel far and wide in search of those with the potential to join our ranks. It seems I have found one.
So, are you asking me to become a Grey Warden?
Let me make my offer formal. I, Duncan of the Grey Wardens, extend the invitation for you to join our order.
This man is a criminal. You can't do this.
I can, and I am. It would mean traveling to the surface lands and thus leaving your people, but it does offer you the chance to strike a blow against the Darkspawn and the Blight.
Let's see. But I've never seen a Darkspawn.
You are a survivor. Fighting the Darkspawn is something we can teach. The rest that you know must
And it
come
sounds like
naturally.
somebody's car
From
is
what
on
I've
those.
seen, you've not only the skill to best the most promising warriors in Orzammar, but also the courage to take on your betters. Few I have met are so qualified to join.
Sure. It seems like it is my best option.
Then before these witnesses, I hereby recruit you into the Grey Wardens. Know that you are most welcome.
This is highly irregular. The warrior families will be most upset.
Look at you, you duster. A warden. And to think I knew you when you were stealing bread.
We must be off to meet the King of Ferelden, and quickly. Do you have any goodbyes to say?
Yes, I do.
Then do so, and return to me as soon as you can.
Alright, we have one person to say goodbye, and we all know who that is.
If you leave now, I will not be able to protect you. The guards will jump at any opportunity to put you to death. You know that. Perhaps we should set off for Ostagar immediately.
Okay.
Hurry. The King's army awaits at Ostagar. I would not like to return and discover we have arrived too late.
Okay, maybe we'll talk to you.
Dust down to the Grey Wardens. You don't watch out, Selraka, you'll end up a paragon. And then I'll never hear the end of it.
Take care of Rika for me.
I'll check in every night, make sure no one slipped anything poisonous down her blouse, sleep beside her. All right, stop glaring. I'll make sure she's all right.
Dwarves.
I'm gonna miss you, Duster. Now go, before I make a fool of myself.
Alright, I guess now... Oh, hello. She just came
I
out of
can't
nowhere.
believe you're really leaving. And as a Grey Warden. When Sir Duncan said he wanted to recruit you, I almost fell over. When I heard you were arrested, I rushed to the arena. But by then you were gone, and Sir Duncan was telling everyone they had to find you.
Alright. Try to send some
I may
money.
not need it for much longer. I spent the afternoon with my new patron. If everything works out, maybe I can even greet you as an equal if you return.
Truly, you won't starve?
I promise. My patron would never allow it. He has already promised to move Mother and me into better lodging, where he can find me more quickly when he wants me.
Let's see. And you'll be happy like
I
this.
am. Truly. I could never make a life fighting Darkspawn. But if I can bear a son who makes his house proud, that's all I can ask. Go, little brother. Make the world a better place.
Alright, now that we said our goodbyes, and you see Duncan is an orange, so he's like almost a boss, but not quite.
I am glad you were able to speak once more with those who care for you. Now we must be off to Ostagar. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I think we're ready to go.
Eager to leave, are we? So be it. Before we brave the deep roads, I would like to make you a gift of this mace, since you have so few possessions of your own. It was once wielded by the Warden Forel Idukan. I believe he was related to your king. I know you will continue his proud example. Goodbye, my friends, and thank you for your hospitality.
And that's what a castless dwarf has just become. More powerful than you ever imagined. And thus begins our epic journey. Once it finishes loading, the epic journey. I probably should cut these out.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kalen, I didn't expect
A royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is he?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
So you know he's important because aside the fact he's king, he has like the biggest armor ever. Look at that, he's like gigantic armor. And it's gold, because, you know, gold is obviously more superior than this chainmail or plate mail over here.
Pleased to meet you. The Grey Wardens are desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for one, am glad to help them. It's good to see one of the honorable stout folk outside Orzammar.
What are you calling stout? Is that sort of a dig?
I apologize if I offended you. I have only the deepest respect for your people. I've been to Orzammar. King Endrin invited my father to a grand proving long ago. How does Endrin fare these days?
Yeah, the king was well enough when I
Good.
left.
I hope to work with him as well as my father did. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks.
By the way, I think that that last thing changes if you play the Royal Dwarf, which I won't go into because that would be spoilers. Let's see. You're too kind.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
Sounds like the blight is almost over.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
That's right, be on your merry way.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
He doesn't seem to take the Darkspawn very seriously.
True. Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
What would you have him do?
Wait for reinforcements. We sent a call out west to the Grey Wardens of Orlais, but it will be many days before they can join us. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can, and look to turn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
What ritual?
Every recruit must go through a secret ritual we call the joining, in order to become a Grey Warden. The ritual is brief, but some preparation is required. We must begin soon.
Am I the only recruit?
No, there are 2 other recruits here already. They have been waiting for us to arrive.
Alright. What would you like me to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
Great. Castless. How about that? Nice achievements. Get some areas. Ooh, look at that! Another achievement. Continued. Any more achievements? No. But we did level up. And we get through. So we're gonna get more strength. Full dexterity this time. Next. And I think I'm gonna get some coercion because it actually might be useful in the future. Basically, as you can see, blah blah blah. Basically convince people. We'll need some convincing later on. In this case, unlike Mass Effect, this is rolled into 1, and strength is your intimidate, and persuade is your cunning, if I believe. As you can see, we do need some cunning even after all, but I do believe that even though this is under the cunning tree, it also acts as intimidate. I could be wrong. So we're gonna get that next. And we get a tactic. Let's get something that we can beat things up with. Shield block. Precise striking. And it looks like we don't need to get anything cool. So let's do shield block for the time being. Play. Anyway, folks. We got a tactical slot too. Tactics is kind of cool. Let's see. Actions. Anyway. This basically lets you customize your characters, especially when you're not actually using them. You can see you get a basically conditional status, rooted, blah blah blah, health at low, high, mana, blah blah blah. And as you go on, you'll get some cooler things based on your skills, because like controlled party member, enemy. If the enemy has highest health, we want to just attack. Some stiffle stuff like that. You can say preset. I think you can, as you can see, there's already some predefined ones as you go on, depending on what you get. And of course, these will fill in more as you continue on through the game. So, but as you see, we're now in Ostagar. Can we zoom out? There we go. Nice long chasm. And yeah. I'm gonna leave it at here because this is the start of another epic journey. So until then, folks.